Dzień dobry Państwu. Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie na sektorze 3.0. Nazywam się Agnieszka Bilska i dzisiaj mam wielką przyjemność rozmawiać z naszym zagranicznym gościem, Hei-Yue Pang, która jest Senior Program Manager w Inco, globalnej organizacji działającej w 50 krajach, w celu kształtowania nowej gospodarki, która jest odpowiedzialna społecznie i przyjazna środowisku. Hello, Hei-Yue. Welcome to Sector 3.0. It's a great pleasure for me to talk to you today. We have talked before a little about this massive shift which is underway in the global economy. It is even called by LinkedIn the Great Reshuffle. It means that in the wake of pandemic, the world is witnessing a historic transformation in how people work, why they work, and where they work. Yes, and I would like to start with asking you about how your organization, Inco, supports innovative companies to maximize their social impact and to upskill diverse individuals to reach their full potential.
Thank you, Aga. It's a pleasure to be here to join the Sector 3.0 Festival, especially on this topic of learn and grow, because it truly is at the heart of what we do at Inco. So to a bit about what we do, and then more about the program that I am managing that we are going to be discussing further together. So to share a bit about Inco, Inco is a global nonprofit. It's a group that has a mission to build a more inclusive and sustainable economy. And so essentially what that means is we really believe that the challenges facing our world with climate change, with scarce natural resources, growing inequality, these really require changes. And so to tackle these challenges, we are implementing different kinds of complementary actions and programs across over 50 countries. And so we do this through a few different verticals. So one is with our Inco Ventures arm, which is impact investment. We also have incubation programs, which support the development of social and environmental startups. And then we also have the skills training component for Inco Academy, which is the area in which I am working and focuses on training for the global workforce. But as I was mentioning at Inco Academy, I'm currently leading the Green Digital Skills program, which we actually launched 1 year ago, thanks to the support of Microsoft and LinkedIn. And Green Digital Skills, our mission is part of Inco Academy's overall mission to boost equality in future-driven industries, with the objective to transform our economy to become more inclusive and sustainable, as I was mentioning. And so with this program, we are doing this by providing training to more than 10,000 individuals across the globe so that they can future-proof their careers with an online-based training program focused on green skills and employability training. And we especially focus on working with those who are underrepresented and underserved. So I get this question a lot. You may be asking, what are green digital skills? Like what are words doing together? So I'm happy to explain more about that. So what's really green about digital? You may or may not know that the digital sector combined actually contributes to almost 4% of global greenhouse gas emissions. It may not be super intuitive to connect our digital activities with environmental impact, but just like many of the other actions in our lives, the more we break down the individual activities in the supply chain that make the digital sector possible, from, as you see here, like from mining, the mining of the raw materials, the manufacturing, the shipping, to the energy that's used in power data centers, we can really see just how much environmental impact is actually embedded in the system. And so by unpacking this connection and what we can do to minimize this negative environmental impact, that is the primary objective of our curriculum. And then when it comes to the digital part, as I know that in this event, everyone, you're talking a lot about how is technology really impacting the growth of our society, what were all these different developments that are happening now. So why are we focusing on digital? Because we know digital innovations have been so pivotal in the advancement of our economy and the way that we work and live. It's really, of course, accelerated solutions and created great opportunities. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because we know that with such great innovation and growth, there can also come challenges. So even if, it's created great opportunities, including ones that enable clean energy solutions, there also come challenges. So one maybe not so well-known fact is if the internet were a country, it would actually be the third largest consumer of energy in the world, which is quite shocking. It's invisible, it's practically ubiquitous, and so we may not always think of it as having that real impact. But this other danger of the invisibility, of our digital technologies is that we may not always be able to have the awareness of the effects on our physical world. So in our program, this is where we're trying to bridge that gap of information. And then putting it all together, what are the skills that are related to these issues? How does it impact our workforce? So green skills, they are the skills that enable the environmental sustainability of our economic activities. And they're no longer just a nice to have skill set. You'll see here, the ILO has actually predicted that 24 million new jobs worldwide will be created by the green economy by 2030. And this demand will only keep increasing. And so when it comes to green digital skills, it may sound really niche, to green and digital area of skill set. But really, with the ever expanding digitalization of all industries, the need for skills in digital sustainability can actually have broad impact across almost all industries. So actually, based on LinkedIn's most recent Global Green Skills Report, the skills required across a multitude of industries are rapidly greening, and companies are increasing their efforts to broaden the scope of what they need in terms of sustainability while they are continuing to innovate in the digital economy. So it's like two simultaneous trends that are happening at the same time that from our perspective should be connected and related together. So in that, it means that while we continue to innovate in the digital economy, there should also be better career prospects with individuals who have green digital skills. And understanding these implications, it really is essential, and comes the need for the training of these new skills among the workforce. So this all is really the premise of our Green Digital Skills program. In our course curriculum, we are really bringing our learners on a journey to build awareness and how the sustainability actually has to do with tech. What is that relationship? All the way to the practical skills that they can apply to a real world experience and how to develop their career in sustainability. So you can see here in our curriculum during the core modules, they learn about, what is the relationship between tech and sustainability? Why does climate change matter in this digital age? How can we actually reduce digital environmental footprint? Then they also gain information about and knowledge about the principles and practices that can enable a more green and responsible design of digital products and processes. Then, because we do have this emphasis on career development, there's a module on what kinds of career pathways are possible for these kinds of skills, and what would be the best way to put yourself forward for those positions. Then they have the option to choose one of 3 electives to really have a deeper dive into different roles in the industries. And then they're able to actually apply their knowledge into a capstone project to really showcase, what they would do with a real world product, service, or organizational workflow. So to share a little bit about what we've done so far when it comes to this last year, it's been incredible, the response that we've had across the globe. We've already enrolled over 11,000 learners across 120 countries. And actually we have many, many learners that are based in Poland. So it's really fantastic to have that level of engagement in Poland. And you can see that we have many different backgrounds of people that are joining the program, which is our priority, to really be able to engage those that are from underserved, from low income, those who may have limited access to education, and to be able to empower them with these skills that we believe are going to be essential for the career development for our future economy and evolving economy. And I wanted to just share a few stories, of what actually learners have experienced and who they are as they join our program and what they've done with the course and the skills acquired. So starting with our graduate in Poland, Hannah, she's a solutions domain architect. And so in her company, she actually launched a whole initiative to green the IT system in her company, and presented this to the leadership of her company, and also has launched a series of education seminars to really bring others on board within our community to adapt to these practices and to adopt them more widely. Then we have our other graduate in Colombia, Fabiola, who she is a supply chain manager in a large company, and she is actually embedding some of these green sustainability practices into her customer relationship management system. It's an application that I didn't even think of, when we were developing the program, but you can see how these essential digital practices can actually be embedded in all different kinds of tools and workflows. And then in India, we have a student who is finishing her degree in technology and really wanted to round out her education with more of the sustainability knowledge, and has been working on applying these practices on her university's website, because part of the practices that we include in the program is how to make your website more environmentally friendly, to reduce the carbon footprint of your website. So she's able to incorporate that into her study, into her portfolio, while making the immediate impact into her current university environment. And then we have a graduate, Malik, in Indonesia, who he is a UX researcher. He was struggling to get a job in Indonesia. And so he really wanted to take this course because he knew that these were skills that were in demand. And so he wanted to incorporate this knowledge into his skill set to boost his CV as well. So this is just 4 of hundreds of graduates that we've had across the globe who integrated, whether they are a student or a job seeker or already a professional in a variety of industries. It's just been very, very rewarding to see how these kinds of green digital skills can actually have a broad impact on a multitude of industries and backgrounds. So that was the main introduction that I wanted to share about Inco and about our program. And yeah, if you want to hear and find out more about the program, please feel free to, of course, check out the website greenskills.inco-group.co.
Thank you very much, you, and I hope to meet you on Inco website someday. And thank you for joining us at Sector 3.0.
Thank you so much.